Welcome, everyone, to episode 33 of Around the Book podcast. This week, we're going to be getting into, let's just say the NFL draft is kicking off, so NFL coverage is going to be coming back. We have Talladega, and that's about it. We're kind of dwindling down on our opportunities to bet on some cool things. Once summer hits, we're kind of just left to baseball, so we're going to try to soak in these last few weeks of some fun betting. So we did get Shane Cubis on. I hope did I say your last name right?
Close enough. It's just Kubis. It's not Q or anything.
Sorry.
It's simpler than that. It's always a simpler one. Yeah.
And we have him on because he's doing around the draft with ATB and going over some draft prospects this year, leading up to the draft next week. You guys are going live next week, right?
That's the plan. We'll see about that. I have to make sure there's enough people that will be on because I will not be talking to mostly myself. I'll say that much. I would rather just watch the draft by myself at that point because I'll be a crazy person if I do that. But no, we're going to try to go live. We have hopefully a bunch of shows coming up between now and the draft to kind of finish things out. Hopefully tomorrow, and then if not, then Sunday we'll do our final positional rankings with safeties and slot corners.
All right. Well, perfect. So we did get Shane on just so he can give us some betting tips for the NFL draft.
Try
to at least. I don't think we're going to have any late pushes on who's taking the number one overall pick, but who knows?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Who knows? Shane might have something for us. And Dalton was out last week, unfortunately, but he is back. All of his Masters picks were winners. Unfortunately, we just didn't get to hear them.
No. Just a couple. And trust me, out of all my picks last week, I lost a lot of money. It was bad. It was a bad week. It was probably divine intervention that caused me to miss to save everyone else some money because it was bad. It was bad. The world did not need my picks last week.
Yeah. And I think this was like the one time in golf I felt like everyone bet the favorite and everyone just kind of won a little bit of money.
So, I was about to say this was one of the only times I hit in golf, and it's just because I bet like the far away favorite.
Yeah, I was like, it feels too obvious, but at the same time, it's that obvious for a reason.
Yeah. I was seeing bet on him only bet him top 5.
Hey, that was a win. That was a win. Week. He was top 5, so that was a win.
Didn't pay out great.
I imagine not with him. No.
Yeah.
It was like plus 105.
Hey, that's still a plus. I think
plus 400 everyone else got.
Yeah, that's it. I got him to win. It was like plus 400 or something like that, which is crazy because usually like your favorite in the Masters is like plus 700 or so.
Yeah, it's just hard to know who's going to win the Masters.
Yeah. So, but congrats to Scotty Scheffler. I know he's watching.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're welcome that we put that good juju on you to win. So, I guess should we talk about everything else like Talladega and everything that's going on before we get into our NFL draft picks? Get into that topic. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's kick off with Talladega, the Geico 500. I'll kick off with my picks. So I'm going to go for a winner, and my winner is going to be Ryan Blaney at plus 1,000. The reason why I'm going Blaney, he's won 3 out of the last 9 races that have been raced at Talladega, and he won the last race at Talladega, which was the Yellowwood 500 in October. So he's ready to win there. And then obviously I took the winning manufacturer at Ford because that's who Blaney races for, and that's at plus 180. So those are my picks for Talladega this weekend. Dalton, I know you probably have some picks for Talladega.
So I'm right there with you, Casey, at Blaney at plus 1,000. He is just too good at this track. He has dominated at Talladega. And Penske Racing in general and the Fords in general have all raced really well. I'm taking Ford as the winning manufacturer too, because I mean, even if it's not Blaney, you've also got guys like Brad Keselowski that are definitely threats to win. Even you could even see Joey Logano take a run, so I definitely think that the Fords should have no problem winning at Talladega. I think it'll probably be a Penske Ford. And then as far as other bets for Talladega, I am taking William Byron top 3 at plus he is at plus 275. Byron's been racing really well this year. He's quickly emerging as a true superstar. He kind of had a breakout year last year. Now he's really coming on. And Hendrick Motorsports in general, I mean, that's the only reason why I'm worried about a Ford not winning is because the Hendrick Chevys have absolutely dominated as of late. And I think that they're gonna be a threat again this week. I have Byron top 3, and then another Chevy driver that does race well at Talladega pretty much everywhere. I got Kyle Busch top 5 at plus 190 for my last pick this week.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So I do have 2 picks for NASCAR. I'm going to foreshadow these by saying that I do not watch very much NASCAR, but since it's Talladega, I will be watching this weekend. But I'm glad you guys are going Blaney because I took him for top 5 at plus 130. And then I also took Joey Logano at plus 140. Those are 2 of the drivers that I do know and have seen race before. And I feel pretty confident they'll be top 5. And it's pretty decent odds for both of them for top 5. So if they both hit, I think it should be a nice little payout.
Yeah. I like that.
My bet is that someone finishes the race.
There we go. Now we get the comments live in person.
Yeah, I was gonna say normally I'm on the other end. It's weird because it's been a little while since I've been on, so I'm normally on the other end, just terrorizing you guys in the comments. Like, make sure you bet on whatever school I said it was or whatever it was last time. No, I don't watch NASCAR. I knew some of the names you mentioned in that segment, but that's about it. Pretty sure I know Joey Logano from something or another. So
yeah. All right, Logano. He's been brought up multiple times.
Yeah, there you
go. All right. What else we got? We got the RBC Heritage going on this weekend. When you think of the Masters, you always think, oh, man, we get the RBC Heritage the next weekend. How excited are we? So to finish top 5, I have Oberg at plus 300. He came close. He was pushing at the end there on the last day of the Masters to win it, but just he double bogeyed a couple of times at the end and kind of took himself out of it. And Scheffler was just keeping pace and just kept losing strokes as each hole. So I couldn't think of anything else to bet on, but I just like Oberg to finish top 5. Anyone else got any bets for this?
I have a couple. I'm not going to parlay these because I think the chance of them all getting top 5 is kind of low, but I took Scotty Scheffler top 5 at plus 110, Tommy Fleetwood top 5 at plus 360, and Max Homa top 5 at plus 550. All 3 of those played pretty well last weekend at the Masters. They were all, I think, top 10. So I think Scheffler's kind of a lock, I almost feel like, for top 5 at plus 110. But Fleetwood and Homa at plus 360 and plus 550, I think, actually have really good value.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it. Yeah, I got a few picks this week. I actually like Oberg a lot this week. I'm taking him to win at plus 1,400, just because I think he's one of those guys that's gonna kind of shake off, not quite getting there last week. And I think he's going to kind of erupt for a big weekend. Also, I'm taking Colin Morikawa. I think he's going to come back, play well again this week. I think he's going to finish top 5. I get him top 5 at plus 360. Another guy that I think plays well at some of these smaller, because let's put it this way. The Heritage Classic is kind of an afterthought. It's the weekend after the Masters. You know who's the guy that's going to play well in kind of an afterthought type tournament? Wyndham Clark. I mean, Wyndham Clark top 10 at plus 300. And then to round things off,
that's not a real guy. No,
I know.
No, I'm just
that's just a generic golf.
That's a Shane comment. So that is a Shane comment if I've ever seen one. I don't know Wyndham Clark.
I'm gonna go with another. I've bet this the last 2 weeks in a row, and it's hit. I'm going to go Zalatoris top 20 again at plus 100. I don't know if he's going to crack the top 10, but I feel really safe betting on him to finish top 20. And then to round things out, I think, a week removed from the injury, I think Akshay Bhatia is going to get back into a groove. And I think he's going to finish top. I could see him finishing top 30. And you can get him to finish top 30 at where did I lose it? But she at minus 140. I think he's a really safe pick for top 30 this week. Coming off the injury, remember he did win. He picked up a win 2 weeks ago. Had an injury at the end, but I think he's going to get back into the swing of things and have a respectable finish. And that kind of boosts my parlay a little bit. And all 5 of those picks parlayed together are at plus 94,528. So gotta love those odds. Gotta love that value.
Pretty good. Kind of low, but not bad.
Back in the swing of things is also a solid pun there. Not sure if you meant to do that, but
what was that?
Back in the swing of things is also pretty good fun. If you didn't mean to. Not sure if you meant to do that, but it was pretty solid.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. But that is a good one.
All right. So, okay. What do we have next here? I'm going to go with some NHL picks. I don't know if anyone has any NHL picks for tomorrow. I did a little parlay. I have the Avalanche money line, Canucks plus 1.5, and the Chicago Blackhawks. Why did I say that like that? Blackhawks plus 1.5. Parlay those together is at plus 439. So just a little bit of a kind of nothing crazy. It's not plus 94,000, but at plus 439, you can get a little bit of return there. Does anyone else have any hockey picks for tomorrow or any futures or anything?
I don't have any for tomorrow, but I have a couple of playoff series futures.
Okay.
I got 3. I'm taking the Jets over the Avalanche at plus 115, the Leafs over the Bruins at plus 105, and then the Florida Panthers over the Tampa Bay Lightning at minus 170. With the Jets and Leafs, the Leafs are playing the Bruins and the Jets are playing Colorado. I think both of those series are just very, very even. So I'm kind of just taking the plus odds on them. I honestly think both of them could probably go to 7 games. And then Boston and Colorado, we've seen duck out of the playoffs kind of early recently. So I feel like since those are going to be so close, it's safe to take the plus odds there. And then I'm taking the Panthers just because I think they're going to be dominant. I'm probably going to put a future on them winning the cup, I think. Their offense is electric. I don't really see them losing. And Tampa Bay is not the same Tampa Bay that we've seen from years past. So they're nice little third leg to the parlay. But yeah, that's all my picks for.
Gotcha. All right.
I'm afraid to bet NHL right now because I have I had my future pick that we did months ago when the season first started was Rangers to win the cup at plus 1,300. So I'm like, I don't know what I want to bet yet. I might have to wait and see if they get eliminated this first round. But we'll see.
Scared money don't make money.
I know, right?
I don't think they'll get eliminated first round.
We'll see. All right. And then I have MLB picks for tomorrow. I have a parlay because I think there's only like 4 games or 4 or 5 games tomorrow. But I have the Tampa Bay Rays money line over the Angels, the Rangers money line, Marlins plus 1.5, and the Diamondbacks plus 1.5. If you parlay all those together, that's a plus 783. Anyone have any baseball picks?
I don't have any.
Nah, nothing.
Okay.
Pirates have been disappointing me, so I don't care about baseball right now.
What do you mean disappointing? They're above 500.
Hey,
Yeah.
I said recently. They've been getting smacked around. Can't score. It's all right. I'm still happy with them, but kind of not paying attention.
Could be worse. My Cardinals just lost to the A's.
Well, the Cardinals are
Hey,
also.
don't sleep on the A's this year.
Yeah.
We're not
the
that
Cardinals are also
bad.
out of.
They're a
They
minor
ran
league
out of their
team.
black magic. They ran out of their black magic last year, so that's just what happened.
Yeah, technically, Dalton, the Cardinals are the first team to beat the A's in a series in like their last 4. But yeah, the A's are I think 8-10 now, which is a pleasant surprise. If you told me they would have 8 wins,
They're
on
honestly
April
just
17th,
fueled by
I
the
would be
hatred of their
pretty-
fan base.
Yeah.
Jake. They literally they refuse to be bad enough to like change anything because they're like, we can't. We got to keep it going. Like they're
Yeah.
just being fueled by it. Their negativity.
It
Yeah,
like
Well, I mean,
low-key
it's gotta-
makes me mad when I see them win because I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
exactly. You're like, stop it. And they're like, no, we're gonna be
I'm
just
like,
good enough to like not
lose
bottom
so
out.
that John Fisher still looks like a jackass.
Yeah.
When they win, it like just takes the pain away just a little bit from them.
Yeah. I mean, it would be motivating if like the entire world was just saying that you're a minor league team.
That is true.
yeah.
I mean, they have a couple of guys. Like Geloff's pretty good.
Gelof's good.
Like-
Blade is decent. Paul Blackburn could be an ace. They have some guys. They just aside from those some guys, they don't
Yeah.
even have like
It's really more just the
Average
general
starter.
lack of giving a shit that I have a problem with
Basically,
the A's. It's really not like the players because like it is what it is. Like the players are not always going to be terrible even if they're cheap. It's the fact that it's a concerted effort to be like, it doesn't matter if you're good. It matters if you're not going to cost me much. Like that's what bothers me. It is funny though.
yeah.
Trying to profit off that TV money.
Good for them, I guess. Good for the players.
All right. So, yeah. I'm sorry, Jake, but I just want them to lose so bad. So John Fisher it just kind of forces him out.
Yeah, he's not going to get forced out. He's very good friends with Rob Manfred, so I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, he's a bitch too.
That's kind of how we actually got the team.
Yeah, add that to the list of things that make him not good for baseball.
Yeah.
Being friends with Rob Manfred.
That's a long list.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to what we brought Shane on for, and this is and that is for the NFL draft. Now, Shane, I know we opened up by saying there's no real surprise at who's going to take that number 1 overall pick. There's really no reason to bet on it, I would say, unless you
just really need to see something go through.
Yeah, unless
Like if
you
you're really on, like
Yeah.
if you're down bad, like you want to put like $10
Yeah.
on Caleb Williams and make like 4 cents, whatever it would be.
yeah,
Maybe do that if it helps you. But
Got to see
Yeah,
the ball go through
otherwise-
the net.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or you're like,
exactly.
if you just want to make up a story, be like, my biggest bet one time's $1,000.
right, and you made like
This is what you would put the
$12 on it,
$1,000 on. Yeah. This
Hey,
would be
you know.
that bet.
hey, there you go. Take out a second mortgage, drop that on the
Yeah.
first round pick. You might make like $600.
Yeah. So tell
There
us
you go.
who's the dark horse to take the number 1 overall spot.
Nobody.
I'm just kidding.
No. So the first one I have, I'll just kind of go in order of kind of things like where I think they might happen. Right now, unless the odds have changed, like in the last half an hour or so, Jaden Daniels is the favorite to be taken second overall. Which I know from Dalton, whenever he was on the show a couple of times, that is not something he would agree with. I don't think. So, and I also don't really agree with it. I think Drake May is second best quarterback, and if the Commanders are taking quarterback, which they should, he would be the guy that I would take. And I actually would take him as a bet too. I think that there is an element of kind of like smokescreen stuff, which happens around this time. Like all we've been hearing is Jaden Daniels. There's even some people try to say JJ McCarthy at number 2, which, listen, I don't care where you really fall in JJ McCarthy. I don't think you fall number 2 overall pick, right? Like I just don't think that's the case. So I would take Drake May at plus 260 is what I got. I think it's on from FanDuel or DraftKings or similar odds for all these guys. Throw a little bit of money on that. Again, it might not happen. Maybe Daniels is really the lock there, but no one seems to really know for sure. And if I'm betting on like who I think should be the pick in that case, then if no one knows for sure, I'm going to take the guy that I think deserves to go.
Yeah, I love the value on May at plus 200. I think he's a lock to go number 2 overall.
He should be, but we'll see.
He's prototype build. I mean, he is exactly what you imagine when you look at a top 5 draft pick quarterback. They look like Drake May. I mean, it's a stereotype almost at this point.
It is. Yeah.
It really is. And also, like, I know there's all this late attention to guys like Jaden Daniels. I've seen like JJ McCarthy top 3 mocks.
Yeah, that's lately. What I said. Yeah.
And the way I always like to think of it, the most accurate mocks came out in February.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels that way a lot of the time. And then just from then on, it's just what do teams put out there? What do media analysts put out there? Yeah. I mean, this time last year, I remember doing a show because it was the NFL Live show that I do on Saturdays. We did a last mock, and we kind of felt we had to put Will Levis in the top 5 of the draft because that's everything that people were talking about. Like, that's what's happening, right? And I didn't agree with it, and none of us really did, but like it felt like we kind of had to do it if we were trying to be accurate. And then lo and behold, dude's a second round pick, right? Like that, just stuff like that happens sometimes. You got to be careful with it. I do think Daniels is very well thought of. I do think he's going to go very high, probably 3 if we're being honest about it right now. But I can't see an NFL team, especially one that has new ownership and like trying to kind of do things and start things off right, taking a guy that is that prototypical and does have the talent worthy of being the second overall pick. I just can't see them not doing that. So that's why I started with May here with that pick. Another one that I like if the draft falls a certain way. Now, the Patriots are likely to take a quarterback. Whoever's left at 3 kind of feels like the lock at this point of like what they're probably going to do. But if it was me, and if I was the Patriots and I'm looking at, especially if May goes 2, like this is one that you might want to pair with that because I think that could open this up a little bit more. I don't know if I'm taking Jaden Daniels and putting him into this offense. And I know you have Brissett. You could sit him a year. You could try to get some more talent in before you play him. But I just don't know if I'm taking a guy like Daniels at 3 and asking him to kind of carry the load, right? And Marvin Harrison is staring me in the face. And right now, you can get plus 2,200 for Marvin Harrison to be the 3rd overall pick. I don't think it's impossible that the Patriots just say, you know what? We don't like Daniels enough. We don't like McCarthy enough. Assuming May goes number 2, we're just going to stick and take our receiver that's going to help elevate this offense, right? Because they desperately need that type of talent. It's obviously a long shot for a reason. I think it's unlikely, but it's not impossible. And I think with plus 2,200, might as well throw a couple bucks on it and get a good return if it happens.
Yeah.
That's really good value.
Yeah. Yeah. So what? That's Marvin Harrison Jr. to go number 3 overall, or to go to the Patriots?
Well, number 3 overall, period.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. The odds I'm seeing right now are like 450.
The one I have here is plus 2,200 is what I got from I think it's FanDuel.
Hammer that.
That's what I'm
'Cause I
saying.
think-
Like, because it's totally possible.
There's no dark horse that's going to take over like Marvin Harrison Jr. being the first position player drafted.
I mean,
outside
I
of
could see
quarterback.
Neighbors maybe,
Yeah,
but I feel like the Cardinals probably would prefer someone like Harrison. So and then if not, the Patriots also I think would prefer Harrison if we're doing the like third overall. So
Shane, I need you to get me like a trade hypothetical where the Niners could get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel and like 2 first-round picks.
Chill, no
Yeah.
way, no way.
No, I mean, it would be like Ayuk and probably 2 firsts to get from 31 if you were the pick, like, because then you get the receiver talent guaranteed and you get 2 first-round picks,
Yeah, nah,
and you probably could just
yeah.
take the late quarterback then at that point, or whatever you want to do.
nah,
But
just
no,
I actually
not
don't
gonna
hate that
happen.
from the Patriots.
I don't either, really. But
Yeah, that's not bad. The first round picks from probably won't be too high.
no,
Either.
but like you get Ayuk and you can just be like, here, we have a lot of money, you can have all of it. I don't give a
yeah.
shit.
But
Like-
pairing Marvin Harrison Jr. with Brock Purdy should be illegal.
Super Bowl.
It should be illegal because like
that's a
That's just,
Super
that
Bowl.
would be so unfair to watch Marvin Harrison Jr. have to play with
just
Brock Purdy.
bail him out all the time.
Yeah, and then the Niners would be playing for their second Super Bowl next year.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they might do that anyway with just Ayuk sticking around if that
Yeah.
happens. So.
But no, I think I could see a team trading up for Marvin Harrison Jr. Like
I can see that too.
see
If the
that.
Patriots don't want to stay there. Yeah.
Like
I
I think
really-
I don't see him falling out of the top 3. I mean, he is. You can make a real case that he is the. If it weren't for the positional value at quarterback,
He'd be the best player.
I think he'd be
Yeah.
the best player in this draft because he
I
is.
really like Caleb a lot. I really do. And I'm pretty much right there with consensus on him. But if we're just ranking players in terms of raw like ability for their position, it'd be hard to not say Harrison's the best.
Yeah.
Like there's just not
Yeah.
many weaknesses to his game.
I really
I said
don't
it
want the
before when we
Cardinals
talked
to
about
get
it on the draft show.
Mhm.
I haven't seen a wide receiver prospect of this caliber since Megatron.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. So again, plus if you want to take a shot and it may be happening again, the betting odds is that it's going to be quarterback.
I don't
And then
see it.
who knows after that. I don't think it'd be smart, but I do think it's what's most likely. But again, if you could take a shot at that good of an odd, it's great.
Yeah.
So and then my next one I'll throw out here, and this is where I think it feels more likely that if the trade does materialize, where the first 3 quarterbacks are gone, first 3 picks, right? So we're going with that, situation, which again, what is the betting favor right now is that. I feel like the Cardinals are going to basically tell everyone to screw themselves and take Marvin Harrison, not trade down from that. I just think that they're not going to be willing to do that unless the trade is ridiculous, which, yes, the Vikings could offer both their first this year and a first next year, all this stuff. And I would understand if the Cardinals did that. But it kind of feels like they're ready to just take that franchise cornerstone piece that they want to pair with Kyler Murray, right? Like that kind of is what I would be going to do. So at 5 then, that's where I could see a team, specifically the Vikings, moving up with the Chargers, where the Chargers feel like they don't want to make this pick at 5. That's what I keep hearing from different things. They'd be willing to move down. And unfortunately, where I wouldn't be willing to spend this much to come up to get him, but I think McCarthy at 5 overall right now is plus 430 because he's actually more likely to be taken at 4th, they're saying, instead, odds-wise. I think it's more of a fit for the Chargers to come down instead of the Cardinals.
Yeah, that 5's tricky. I think if they stay, Joe Alt's a lock.
It feels that way, but I have another one that I've also heard that we'll talk about. But yeah, I still think that offensive line is heavily in play there.
Yeah.
If they do trade down from there, though, I think the Vikings it'd be easier for them to get that pick. Obviously, it's 1 spot lower. Plus, I think the Cardinals again. I have a feeling they're just going to be staring at Marvin Harrison and be like, "Yeah, we want to see him and Kyler play together for like 10 years. That'd be great."
I don't.
I know you don't, Casey, but they do.
Shane,
Dude, then
Yeah.
we would have. Oh, go ahead, Dalton. Sorry.
question.
Yeah.
If Marvin Harrison Jr. comes off the board at 3,
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel about Olu to the Cardinals? 4.
Well, I mean, I would take Alt. still over him in that situation. But
even for like a Kyler Murray heavy offense where like you don't just take the pass protector.
yeah, but even then, like I think while Fashanu is a better pass protector right now and probably will be at least somewhat better than Alt in total, like totality, Alt is just a better overall player, and I think allows you to do more things on the offensive line. I think he's going to have more versatility too if you need to move stuff around. Because like Paris Johnson, obviously, where does he play? Like, I think he has more of that ability to do that at that point, and just like the higher athletic ceiling too, which is like it'd be hard to pass that up. There is the element of the size where like can Kyler see over very easily, but Olu's pretty tall himself. I don't think it matters too much.
No.
But no, I would still probably take all. I also would still just consider Neighbors at 4 there too. Like Michael Wilson is the only like receiver I think is worth like thinking about being a part of the team long term on the receiver roster right now. So kind of
Greg Dortch slander.
Listen, I love Greg Dortch as much as the next guy, Short King, of course. But long term, probably Michael Wilson the only guy that they're thinking long term. So.
Man, we just lost.
It's interesting though, for sure. This next one.
Oh, do we lose him?
Oh,
okay. I've heard a lot of conversation. Now, this would frustrate me to no end because I want to see the Chargers do something with Justin Herbert. Like, I desperately want to see them actually like do good. Because like I'm tired of the Justin Herbert conversation being about like, oh, he's like 500 record. Like, okay, the Chargers suck, dude. I don't know what to tell you. They stink. You guys are Raiders fans. You know all the issues those guys have with different things. But J.C. Latham is a name that keeps coming up from different people that Harbaugh really likes, apparently. And I wouldn't be that shocked if they don't trade down, even if they don't trade down, that they would consider taking him at 5, sticking and picking and taking him at 5. And I think it would be stupid, and I think it'd be such a Harbaugh thing. But considering that's a conversation, if you were to take one, bet him as the top offensive lineman off the board, so the first one off the board, and as a top 5 pick. So again, this is the scenario where they stick there and still take him over the Olus and the Alts of the world and all that stuff. It would be plus 3,000 for him to be a top 5 pick and plus 1,500 for him to be the first offensive lineman. So if you were to pair those together, I think I checked earlier, like a $10 bet would be like $2,500 or something like that. Like it'd be insane return. Now, again, do I think it's going to happen? No. Do I want it to happen? Absolutely not. I will be very frustrated on draft night for the Chargers fan. But I've heard enough stuff about it that like I'm not afraid to take $10 and throw it on there just in case.
It does sound like something Harbaugh would do.
That's kind of my thing.
Just not even Latham specifically, but just like a lineman in general. I would not.
That isn't alt somehow. It'd be really the funny thing.
God. JC Latham. Every time I see JC Latham, I just get my Alex Leatherwood PTSD kicks in.
Yeah.
Every time. Now I think he'll be better, but
I think he's probably a guard long term. Like that's kind of my thing with him is I'm just like, because I like the Steelers, he's been on the Steelers radar a little bit and stuff like that. I'm like, I just don't know if this is a tackle long term. And especially if you're taking him at 5, he better be a tackle long term. And even if he isn't, like he's got to be a damn good guard, like all pro guard to not make you get laughed at by everybody. So but I've heard enough of it where I'm like, I might throw $10 on it if Harbaugh does it. Why not? Worst case scenario, lose $10, but it is a huge return if you get that right, and he does do that. So,
and he's crazy enough to do it.
He is certainly crazy enough to do it. I saw they signed J.K. Dobbins like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, they did.
Just taking all the Raiders, just thinking you guys, all the Ravens injured running backs from the past 3 years and just bring them on the team together. That'll work out really well. Just training staff, good God. J.K. Dobbins is going to end up in a wheelchair playing for them. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like he's already got like 3 knee injuries. He's going to end up with 6 more. And just
between all of them, there's probably one good knee.
Hobbling around.
Yeah.
But my last one I'll throw out there, and then if you guys have any, you can jump in here too. But this one is more of just like it feels like he's too good not to go somewhere in the top 10. And most likely at this point, probably 10 if they don't want to take a tackle with the Jets. Brock Bowers to be a top 10 pick at plus 160. There's been a ton of conversation about him where because he didn't test, and like fantasy guys in particular will come out and be like, well, if you look at the testing numbers of tight ends, this is how you know if it's like, I get it. Testing is really important with tight ends. If you watch Brock Bowers and think he wouldn't have tested well had he tested, I just don't know what to tell you. Like, he didn't. It is what it is. I don't think he's hiding anything. He certainly didn't hide anything on tape, and unless it's an injury related thing, in which case, whatever, I don't know about it, so I can't speak on that. This is a top 10 player in the class, realistically top 5 player in the class. And as an offensive weapon, you're not going to get anything better than him past the top 3 receivers, depending on how you feel about Odunze. So I just feel like if you're the Jets at 10 and like the top 2 tackles may be gone, or even just all being gone, you address tackle for the short term, go get a weapon who can help out Garrett Wilson in the offense. So.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. So, Shane, we do appreciate you coming on and going over your draft bets with us and giving us some knowledge there. I know that betting on the draft is just like based on state by state. So,
yeah, some states can do it, some can't. I don't think I can actually here in PA, but if you can, you can get some good odds on some of that stuff.
Yeah. So if you can, definitely take this into consideration. You should get similar odds to whatever Shane was talking about, depending on whichever book you use.
It looks like DraftKings and FanDuel. Those are the 2 that I saw.
Yeah.
They were pretty similar odds for most of the stuff. So.
All right, good. All right, perfect. So, Shane, do you have any bets? I know we brought you on for NFL draft, but do you have any bets you want to give us for anything coming up this weekend?
No, I haven't looked at anything coming up. I know the play-in games, one of the play-in games is, or both of them, I guess one is done, right? The 76ers Heat one is over, right?
Yeah, it was actually just a 1-point game. It was 105 to 104 Sixers.
Oh, wow, they pulled it out.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I guess the other one is I don't know if it started already or not, but is the other one going Bulls and
Bulls and Hawks.
I can't believe the Hawks are the 10 seed, by the way. What a disastrous team. What a disastrous team.
They're like the ultimate play-in team.
They really are.
I swear every single year they're in the play-in.
Bulls also
and they make it out somehow.
Yeah.
They usually do, yeah. Trae Young has one good play-in game and then dies.
Yeah.
They have one good playing game, and then they will win like 1 or 2 games maybe in the first round.
Exactly. So,
Jake, congrats to you, dude. Light the beam.
Yeah, light the beam. That was
the Warriors.
Was nice. That was the most postseason success I've ever seen as a Kings fan. So
yeah,
it's nice.
So
anything after this is just house money at this point?
No, it's still kind of disappointing. I mean, I guess because Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk are both injured, so I kind of thought they were going to lose to the Warriors, but they were the 6th seed for like most of the year, and then they kind of
I'm so surprised. Like I was checking the standings like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh, Kings are kind of."
They were the 6th seed, and then they were I think tied with Dallas, and then they lost 2 in a row to Dallas, and Malik Monk went out for the year, and then it just all went downhill from there.
Yeah,
but if all they gotta do is beat the Pelicans, and there's no Zion on Friday, so they could sneak in.
Maybe
they're also Owen. I do have this bet. I'm just gonna say it since we're talking about this. But I'm taking. Oh, I lost it. I gotta find it again. But I'm taking the Pelicans money line. Plus 1.5. The Kings were. I think it was -1 or 2 for the Pelicans, and then Zion went out, and the Kings became favorites. As much as I want the Kings to win, they're 0-5 against the Pelicans this year.
I forgot I saw. Aren't they like the first team to like be favored all 5 times and lose?
They've been favored every time and they've lost. One of those, they also were favored without Zion and lost by 30 to the Pelicans.
That's tough
to see it.
So I'm gonna bet the Pelicans. If the money line is plus odds, I would definitely take that. I feel like the Pelicans are just too good to not make it into the playoffs.
It would be ironic for them to lose all 5 times against them in the regular season and then beat them in the play-in game. I do think
I
that'd be
was
very
thinking,
ironic.
I almost wanted to bet the Kings because I was like, it's got to be really hard to beat a team 6 times in 1 year.
You
But
think
then
so?
I was
Yeah.
thinking they've already beat them 5 times, so it's probably not that hard.
Okay, not that hard.
But yeah, I'm gonna bet the Pelicans. If the Kings lose, then my wallet will be happy. If they win, then I'll be happy. So
Yeah.
Hey, win-win no matter
win-win
what.
scenario.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I'm also gonna take whatever the spread is for whoever the Heat are gonna play. I'm just gonna bet on the Heat because I
Fair
don't
enough.
think the Bulls or Hawks can beat
That
them.
is true. They are certainly
Yeah.
not good. So, yeah.
All right. I like that. All right. So I don't have any other bets for this weekend. And then, like we said, Shane, can you go ahead and plug what your next week is going to look like for around the draft? I know you guys are going to be ramping up, so whatever your next few days are, we talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but just want to reiterate it.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm hoping to do a show with at least Felix. You guys know Felix, obviously. Probably going to be doing a 2-round mock with him tomorrow, hopefully, if I can. If not, then we'll probably be back, hopefully, at least our normal time on Sunday. We're doing safeties and slot corners, finish up our actual positional rankings from there. And then during the week leading up to the draft, starting Monday, moving forward, hopefully, Dalton already said before that he's going to try to hop on, hopefully do some shows with us. We'll do some more mock draft stuff. I want to do a My Guys, Not My Guys episode 2. Try to get a couple of people on for that. That's always fun. Be like, plant your flag. Like, this guy is not going to be good, is going to be good, whatever. Always fun to do that. And then Felix threw this out there. I'm not sure if you guys have seen Mina Kimes' show. She has, she's posting on YouTube now, where she'll bring in someone and kind of give them 2 options for each draft pick in the first round and let them tell her, what they would do in that situation. So we're going to try to do something kind of like that, maybe. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff coming up with that.
Yeah, and that sounds awesome. You guys can catch that on this same YouTube channel, same Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it.
Twitter when it works, X when it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we'll retweet and make sure that we spread the word on the shows whenever they do happen. Like you said, they will be going live during the draft.
The hope is to do that.
Yeah, the hope is to do that.
Me and Shane will be going live.
Okay, so if you're definitely doing Jake, I'll make sure that if we can at least both do it.
And
I won't be able to do the whole thing, but I should be able to do at least the first half of the first round. So
gotcha. Okay, we'll talk.
I should be able to sneak on towards the end for that one if you need it. So
cool. All right,
I'll be available as well. Don't know how. Don't know what kind of mood it'll be. It'll depend on.
It'll depend on what happens.
That's the thing is, I kind of want to have guys on for even if people can't stay on long, even if they just want to come on for their team's pick or lead up to it.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that too. Just trying to get a bunch of people on. That's the idea. We'll work on that. But
that is not a fun night.
It's going to be so fun when me and Dalton are on for the Raiders pick and they draft a 3rd round projected.
Oh, they're going to draft Michael Penix at 13.
Yeah,
it's going to be hilarious.
They're going to draft Michael Penix at 13. I already can see it.
No, they're going to draft Michael Pratt.
Oh, that would be great. That would be even better. Yeah.
I saw some Spencer Rattler to the Raiders earlier today.
God.
Hey, in the 2nd, 3rd round, that's fine.
I wouldn't be mad. I would enjoy
if they drafted Spencer Rattler 13 overall, I think
that would be elite.
I think I would
that would be peak, that's peak Raiders right there. That would be the ultimate Raiders pick.
I would kind of just respect it. At some point, you would have to think they must know something about him that we don't. If you're just going to hop in like that,
the Raiders haven't proven that at all.
It was we got this. Then the narrators, they don't got this.
Yeah,
nothing can ever. I will never be. I will never be surprised anymore. After the Leatherwood pick, I had a 5th round grade on him.
Yeah, I remember Leatherwood. And I was like, what are they doing?
I was like, he's a project guard. That was because I researched a lot of offensive linemen when I was covering the Raiders for the Ramble at that time.
Yeah.
And when they took Leatherwood, I was like, what? Like I couldn't believe I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
an
I mean, that
elite
was
elite
the
draft
worst pick
pick.
I've ever seen.
Yeah, same team that drafted Colton Miller somehow drafted Alex Leatherwood and thought that that's a good idea.
I
But-
originally
that's-
thought the same thing about Colton Miller at first, and then
See, I at least liked the
He-
upside
he-
with him. I thought he was
Yeah.
actually like worth betting on, and then like Leatherwood was taken. I was like, oh no.
I mean, Tom Cable has never found a big athletic tackle that he doesn't like, and
That is
doesn't
true.
make-
Sometimes it
What
works,
did-
sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's never been an offensive line coach with a worse track record and more confidence in their own ability than Tom Cable.
And that's the elite combo, you know.
But hey, in Tom Cable's defense, Brandon Parker, now heading into his like 6th or 7th year in the league, has finally blossomed into a reliable swing tackle.
Right.
that is remarkable.
Pretty good.
Remarkable.
I personally think you guys are going to go corner. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now.
It's gonna be Terrion Arnold and then Michael Penix.
See, for
Yeah.
the system, I like Nate Wiggins.
I would be
Yeah.
very happy with Nate Wiggins also.
Yeah, I'm like kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out on Wiggins. Not to turn this into a draft podcast, Casey, but mostly because like the weight is better than it was at the combine because I heard he was sick. Like he isn't actually 173. Like I don't think that's real. Makeup speed's obviously there. I just feel like he's gonna get folded a lot. Because his play style is very physical, which is great. It's just I don't know if it's gonna work as well in the NFL. Not Emmanuel Forbes level bad, but kind of like what end of the spectrum is he on with that, right? That's kind of my main thing. But
Yeah.
I just like the way he breaks on the ball. I think that'll fit.
oh, he can cover the hell out of stuff for sure. That's not a problem. Like he can definitely cover people. But
Yeah, I'd be happy with any of the top like 4 or 5 corners there. But I do think they'll go corner.
I don't know. I want to trade back and get Bo Nix in the 20s and get an extra 2nd round pick, but that's just
that'd be fun. Bo Nix feels like a Raider.
yeah.
Not sure
I mean,
exactly if I can explain why, but I do think
No,
that.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
The name Bo says it all.
Yeah. Your stereotypical pirate name.
Well, I was saying more Bo Jackson, but you know.
Yeah, that's what I assumed too. But yeah, there you go.
I did not assume that. All right. Anyway. All right. So before we just keep rambling on and get into anything else pretty crazy, Dalton, did you have any political picks or anything for us before we end the show?
Before you go,
No
to
politics. I do have I have an NBA playoff series parlay, and I have
All right.
a set of picks.
All right, let's hear it.
NBA playoffs, I like Bucks minus 110 to beat the Pacers in the series. I like Mavericks minus 125 against the Clippers.
Yeah.
And they'll at least get to the 2nd round, and I'm taking the Sixers at minus 120 against the Knicks.
Ooh.
You
Okay.
parlay those together at plus 530. I think those are 3 fairly safe picks. Say what you want about the Sixers. They usually get through the 1st round. And then for college lacrosse, I'm kind of up and down. 2 weeks ago, I went 3 for 3. Last week, I went 0-3.
But that one didn't count because you weren't on the show.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
It doesn't count. But, you know, I'm all about transparency here. DraftKings kicked me out. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no. Tragedy.
Idle too long. It's like, nope, don't want him to be sitting here.
I know, and now
Now it's going to issue
Now
off
they-
in the
it
cake.
was the text. All right, I got it up. Sorry,
Nope.
I'm Oh, fuck you, DraftKings.
I don't know my mom's
Literally-
maiden name. Leave me alone.
Literally idle for like 2 minutes, and they just kick you out.
Yeah.
Will let me pull up my picks. I'm sorry. Now we got slow loading. Hold on.
Now the internet's fighting you.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. All right, so here we go. I got Notre Dame, North Carolina this weekend at minus. I got over 25.5 at minus 110. Notre Dame's gonna run roughshod on North Carolina. They're easily gonna put 12 to 15 in the back of the net. North Carolina, though, they do have some freshman talent that can fill the net as well. North Carolina won't win this game, but they'll make it exciting and high scoring. I think that over should hit no problem. I think you're going to see a ton of goals in that game. And then I've got Lemoyne and Lafayette. I'm taking Lemoyne money line at plus 850. Lemoyne is recently promoted.
Not real place.
Recently promoted from Division 2, moving up to Division 1. They're still an independent team right now. This is their first year in D1, but they're playing a Lafayette team that is just ass. Lafayette is not good, and I think and Lemoyne's been playing teams surprisingly close this year. I think they get a big win this week against Lafayette. I'm taking their money line at plus 850. I love the value too much on that one. And then finally, I got Virginia and Syracuse. I got Virginia minus 1.5 at plus 100. I think they'll win by 2 goals, even on the road against Syracuse. Syracuse, for a football audience here, Syracuse is essentially the USC of college lacrosse. Based on success over a decade ago, they are constantly overrated, but they haven't done anything of late, and they're just constantly overrated. Meanwhile, Virginia is a legitimate powerhouse. Would not be surprised if Virginia wins the national title this year. They're playing great. I like them to cover to cover a goal and a half. Even on the road in the Carrier Dome. The Carrier Dome is not what it once was. It is not. Syracuse is not this powerhouse at home that they used to be. I like Virginia there. And if you parlay those 3 picks together, you can get it at plus 35.27. So pretty solid value there on the parlay as well. That's what I'm looking at this week.
What was that second team? Lemoyne
Lemoyne at plus 805.
Where are they located at?
I believe that's like upstate New York. Yep.
All right.
Private college in DeWitt, New York.
Yeah, all these things are not real. I'm just gonna call it out.
These are as real as the
Dalton's just
college
fucking with
Shane
us.
comments.
It's
Yeah.
just fine.
Yeah, the
No.
one that Shane commented sounded more real.
I think what's going to be funny is Dalton had to spend all that time getting back into DraftKings to tell us that, and then they're all going to not hit. And he's going to be like, all right. He's going to be like, God damn it, I wasted everybody's time for no reason.
Yeah. Lemoyne is just Lemoyne. It's not actual college. It's just the fictitious Southern state in Red Dead Redemption.
There you go. Yeah, I see that. I would believe. I would believe that.
That's actually true. It's just the South. That's what Lemoyne is in that game. It's just the South.
All right. So we'll go ahead and end this show. We appreciate you guys watching. We will be going live next week, possibly, just depending on how the draft is going to kick off. Shane might be needing this time slot, so we'll just see. We'll let you guys know. If there's anything crazy we need to bet on, we'll probably just tweet it out. But Thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you, Shane, for joining and giving us some information on the draft and betting the draft. Everyone go check out Around the Draft. All next week, we'll be retweeting and pushing out the content that they're going to be putting out before the draft kicks off next week. And thank you guys, and have a good night.